Hi, welcome to Lothlorien. Today I'm going to show you how to do a this way or let's go. I use this with reactive dogs or frustrated dogs or dogs that get overly excited when they're meeting either other dogs or people. How I train this is I have food in my hand and I have the dog on the same side as the food. I cue this way, and as I turn around, the dog will follow the food, so it will turn in towards me. I click on the turn and then I throw the food out. The reason I throw the food behind me is to speed up the turn, so that when I cue this way, the dog is coming out of the situation very quickly and very safely. I train this at first with no leash and with no distractions, so that I can get the dog to completely understand the behaviour before making it more difficult for them. After I've done that a couple of times, I want to remove the food out my hand and just cue the behaviour, click on the turn and then reinforce coming out. I always reinforce coming out. I also want to make sure that I practice it on my left and my right, so that the dog can walk on either side and it still understands what to do. Now moving up a level, we want to attach a leash. With a frustrated dog, an overexcited dog or a reactive dog, we want to make sure that the leash stays loose at all times, so that it doesn't add on any stress or frustration. These could be situations that your dog is already frustrated or stressed in, so we want to minimise any problems whatsoever. So I'm making sure that the leash stays loose at all times. I'm still cueing the let's go. I don't have food in my hand anymore, but I am still reinforcing when the dog turns away. As you can see with Floyd, when I cue the let's go, he does sort of buck turning around. So that means he's turning around really quickly, and that's what I'm looking for. Moving on and up a level, I want to add in some distractions, and I want to make these low-level distractions at first. So if your dog is, say, reactive towards other dogs, you want to start by training this using other people rather than what it is that causes the reaction. So I'm using a known friend here, someone that Floyd knows, and I'm cueing this way for him to move away from that person. At first, get your stooge not to distract the dog so that they're getting just used to moving out. Once they can do that, you're going to ask your stooge to start trying to distract the dog, whistling them, calling on them, clapping their hands, crouching down. I want to make sure that every time I say this way, no matter what my dog wants, needs or is doing, it is going to come right out of there immediately. I teach this behaviour completely for safety. So I'm going to take Floyd much closer here where he actually connects with Callum, but as soon as I say this way, he disengages from Callum and he comes out immediately. And that is because he's been reinforced at doing this way. No matter what happens, he gets something. Now I'm going to add in something much more distracting. Floyd loves food, so what I'm using here is a tub full of sausages. So we're going to walk in towards him. He knows they're there. He can smell them. He's seen us putting them. And I'm going to cue this way. And I'm going to reinforce them for coming out. So if you have a foodie dog, it's a good way to actually practice getting them away if there's perhaps food on the pavement. You'll say this way and they'll come away from it immediately. It's a positively reinforced trained behaviour. I'm going to leave you practicing that for there. And I will show you next time how we introduce it when we're walking towards other dogs. Thanks for watching, happy training, and as always, comments and suggestions are welcome.